Pacers playing against the Bulls out in Chicago. And guys, for the Bulls, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Pacers had a year they can write off last year, but this year they'll be expected to go deep in the playoffs once again. Kenny, is that asking too much of this team a year after really missing out and just being decimated by injury?
I mean, having Paul George is a huge difference maker, but I think that's too much to ask this team to be jumped back into the conference finals right after that. I think
even in the East?
Even in the East, I think there's a lot of good teams still there, and I think also you have to mature a little bit again with a new Paul George.
And their division is so tough, I think it'll be hard for them to get a top seed. It's really hard for me to see them keeping up with the elite teams of the East this year.
Let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
Let's take them back.
Chicago, Illinois, home of the Bulls in a fine Eastern Conference battle at the United Center. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And the Pacers start off with the ball. Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Paul George is out there with Turner. Then there's Ellis. Then there's Hill. And it's Mahinmi in at the 5 down low. Shots good by Turner. On defense, Indiana. Pacers didn't have the year they wanted to last season. Still, their defense was right near the top. They kind of hang their hat on that, don't they?
Exactly. I mean, that is what this team's culture is all about, defense. And even in a down year, they were very hard to play against for other teams.
Now, here is Hill. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Chicago with the ball. 4-point game. Rose against Hill. Dunleavy kicks to Rose. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Buries it from 3-point range.
Yeah, poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at the basket from 3-point range.
Outside Hill. Ellis with the screen for Hill. Ellis outside. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Six on the shot clock. Here's Hill. Misses off the right iron. And so here is Chicago. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Now, here's Mahinmi. That doesn't go either for Ellis. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Frank Vogel and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.